Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, before we start, I'm going to pause for a second so that we can talk about the theme a little bit. So, the theme for this doll is cottagecore, and I'm going to put a couple pictures up on screen that kind of resonate the aesthetic. So, I'm going to start the video off by removing her factory paint. Okay, now as you can see, I did blur her face. That's because I didn't really start the video off with removing her factory paint. Pulled a sneaky on ya. I really started it off with the epoxy, but yeah, just forget about it, it's there. It got removed eventually. So the main purpose of working with epoxy on the chest of this doll was so that I had a flatter surface to work with when I started shading with pastels. I am slowly learning body shading, but I want to be able to make my dolls look a little bit more realistic. The collarbones. For some reason I like really pronounced collarbones. I just like the way that they look. You can't really see them on the finished doll, but I'll know they're there, and that's cool, I guess. It sounds kind of weird, but whenever I give a doll a belly button, like I've only done it a couple times now, but whenever I give a doll a belly button, it reminds me of that scene from The Matrix where they like insert a camera into Neo's belly button. Anyways, we're on sanding now, but the belly button talk was interesting. I would have to say that sanding is probably like my most hated but also favorite part of working with epoxy. I like it when the epoxy is flush to the base plastic, but sanding takes a lot of time. But I think the product is worth it. Right here, I'm just cleaning off the epoxy dust with some acetone. Now it's time to start painting the body. In the comments below, before skipping ahead in the video, I want you to guess why I'm painting her body green. It was kind of, I guess, impulsive decision, but the theme of this doll that I wanted to go with was frogs, and that was supposed to be for her accessories, but I don't know. I guess I wanted in some way for her to be a frog, like a cottagecore frog girl, and I just really liked that idea. And after about 6 coats of paint later, this is what we have. I did also paint her scalp brown because I kind of went back and forth on plugging her hair and making a wig, but I ended up going with the wig instead. Okay, I just want to preface the drawing of the face, because this doll has had many faces. I changed her face after I drew it the first time. As you can see, this is what it looked like before, but it just didn't really fit the vibe of cottagecore. Like, I feel like it didn't really capture what I was trying to portray. So I redid it. The initial look that I gave her I felt was too dark and harsh rather than like soft and glowy. So I made her cheeks rosy and I used a lot more lighter colors when I did the second look. Okay, now we're gonna get into the original wig that I made for this doll. It is a hot mess, absolutely a hot mess. I used extensions instead of yarn, and I think that was probably my biggest flaw, and just the way that I glued it, it was really wrong. Now, onto the yarn wig. I like the look of yarn wigs way better than anything else I've tried, so I kind of loved making this one. I feel like it looks more like human hair. Okay, so onto her outfit. I have made this lovely little shirt from a pattern that I actually got from Antoinette Couture Fashion on Pinterest. They also have a blog, so be sure to go check them out because their clothes patterns for Barbie dolls are awesome. Now, the skirt I did make myself, but skirts really aren't that difficult, and if you wanted to recreate this yourself, I would recommend using a sewing machine instead of hand sewing so that the stitches are a little closer together. Now we're gonna get started on her hair accessories. I made this cute little frog barrette. I just want to say now, let me know in the comments if you want to see how I make tiny hair barrettes. I've actually done this a couple times before for Barbies, like when I was younger, but yeah, just let me know. Okay, so I didn't actually get the process of me doing the epoxy on these shoes. I can show what they originally looked like right here. But similarly with the barrette, in my future videos I will be showing you how I do make these Barbie shoes because I use epoxy on regular shoes to make them look the way that they do. So these were originally like sandals, and then I made them platforms. I can show my reference picture in a second. They are from a pair of shoes that are actually mine, but yeah. Okay, and after shoes, it's the cute little froggy hat. So my mom actually crocheted this for me because I'm not very good at crocheting. Oh, I also did the googly eyes. And now here's the finished doll.